picking my duelist, it's not normally Fearoth. Like, I would look at Kadavra, I would look at Jusu as well. They're the two players that we normally highlight as the players who are the duelists for this team. Whereas when it comes to this map in particular, Fearoth has regularly gone over to that raise and does it very competently as well. Now, the rest of the lineup is what excites me a little bit more. Kadavra, I feel like picking up the Sky is going to be using that somewhat as a duelist, the ability to pop flash himself into angles, even fake flash if he wants to do it like a soul cast. And then that ultimate, just to be able to farm that up so easily, like it is one of the lower orb points that you can actually get, and you get so much information for it. I think that's going to be so valuable for them, especially when they get into the attack.
I think Sky on Cadaver is definitely, as you said, the highlight for me that I... Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. Drank my water too fast. I'm excited to see how that one plays out. Oh, Jusu up on top of the wall, swinging out wide, looking for kills, but it ain't happening this time around. Embo dealt with a little bit of a trap wire already. At this point, it's just posturing from leftovers, right? They're just getting the control. They're seeing how much they can bait out of Alliance. And eventually... they'll be looking to finish off on the site, and for now, it looks like B is their main focus.
Yeah, hype back in position. Of course, some of the things that almost nerfed his agent previously have almost been buffed a little bit. Apple, though, okay. He had a quieter map when it came down to his jet, but his raise is already looking solid. A couple of kills that just goes straight in. He ain't stopping. Taking full defender spawn, looking to battle versus everyone. Okay, no ace today, but he's definitely done enough for his team in this round.
Oh yeah, he's put them way ahead. That's what you want, that bounce back. Get rid of all those negative thoughts from the previous map. Stars being put down, Goff knows that buys him some time to creep on up, and now he'll just fall back and play with his teammates, maybe not. Caught up close, but both of these players are so low, and with the classic right clicks being what they are, it seems impossible that they'll end up winning this one, surely. And indeed it is. Eventually, DH closes it, but that did come a little bit close.
Yeah, solid stuff. Get it over the line. Of course, we didn't really talk about the other side, still keeping that double duelist. I feel like this looks like a much older comp of what we used to see on Split, like bringing in the Omen still for those sort of almost fast-paced moves. We spoke yesterday about how the Paranoia so effective when moving into either like sort of heaven side of this map, just because it can pretty much clear the whole position initially. And then on the other side of things, as we've mentioned, like I love to see Astra. I think especially with executions when it comes to B especially, you're able to clear so many angles, basically cover off the whole site just with Astra utility alone. Now, as we mentioned again yesterday, is that some of the adaptations that have come into Astra make taking back some of that utility or the delay on those utility a little bit longer than it used to be. So we'll see if that's affected too much, but for executions, still going to be pretty solid.
Oh, there we go. Nice little clean up. Not losing anything to the pistols just yet. It's exactly what we want from Leftover. You build up that little bit of momentum, get yourself rolling fiscally, set yourself up for success. Now, Fearoth has managed to sneak into the spawn. They're spraying out, spraying away. They'll deal with them as they come up behind. Okay. 2-0, no weapons lost. This is a much better start than what we saw over on Icebox, where obviously Leftovers had that good pistol round and then ended up falling behind.
This is where we at least expect to see a little bit of a change. I'm going to have the pistols come out. It is still crazy to me that the ultimate for Sky is actually only 6 orbs. I don't know why, but I look at that, just the amount of information, the angles you can clear, you can find out, especially in clutch situations, exactly where your opponent is. 6 just seems way too low. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'd put it up to a 7. For now, though, Amp, already going to be looking to challenge for control. Now, you can see the amount of utility that's already been invested into A. You've got most of Cypher's spot, but the main reason for that, going to have that duo of Fearoth and Kada just getting aggressive onto B, taking early map control, trying to work out if there's a player and miss. I do think that flash completely missed just by looking on the map. I don't think it went out into mid, so maybe a little bit less information than would have been liked for Alliance.
Ammo's ready and waiting to just blitz up. at any given moment. He made it up into heaven, now around the spawn. This guy's so quick. Not good for the big plays that we've seen before. And now with Embo's fast feet, he's able to catch them off guard. That is absolute desolation from Leftovers. Putting himself in the spot now where 3-0 seems inevitable. I almost feel like I'm having deja vu. Fear off again towards the spawn. This time, got a silenced weapon in the form of a Phantom and a 1v4 to win out the round.
They know where he is now. This is just even the few steps that were taken, and it is almost going to be identical. It gets caught in the back from Embo. Different spot, different place. But that's a superb start for Leftovers. They won their bonus round. They picked up rifles on every single member. They have a bank of cash that should be lasting them at least an extra round, even if they were to lose. You got to start to worry a little bit for Alliance, especially as we still lean this map over to the defenders' side in most cases. Now, I will say from their composition, I think that they could actually take quite a lot of attacking rounds. They've got so much in the form of executions that I wouldn't be as worried, and might even make this a little bit more even when it comes to that side of things. And especially with a double duelist on the other side, you could say the same for Leftovers, that you can expect a fair amount of rounds on the attack. Goff, though, this is a completely different showing for him. Bear in mind the age that he was playing in the last map. This is quite a change.
Not minding those early taps with the Sheriff. The most important thing here, though, is if you look at the bottom of that map, there's a Cypher creeping all the way up behind them. And Hype has that control now, and they have no idea.
Does he hit the shot?
This could be massive. If he actually gets all the way up behind Embo, back turn, this should be an easy kill. At the moment, it doesn't look like they're even contemplating that flank coming through. They've actually gone back to check it, though. The timing from Lynxy, his spidey senses were tingling. And now we look at Looker, tucked up close on B. They'll fall back to default. They'll have a bit of support coming in. He's around the edge of the smoke. They don't know he's here. The Sheriff has to go huge, and it won't this time around. That could have been a disaster, but Leftovers, they managed to deal with it eventually and put 4 rounds on the board.
You didn't answer my question. I was like, will he hit the shot? I don't know why. There was just something in the back of my head where I was like, he'll get the chance and it won't happen.
You're seeing into the future,
classic.
Tom.
You watch something all the way through the round and you're like, oh, it's going to be something huge. It's going to be something huge. And then it's absolutely nothing. And it's really depressing. So... Yeah. Obviously, you gotta give credit for Leftovers to sort of working things up. They did still lose a couple of, well, 3 players in that round though, which against Pistols, not bad for Alliance. They'll farm up a few ult points as well. And we're gonna see at least looking to try and get a little bit more aggressive in their control. Of course, with the wall being broken instantly, you might think, okay, that was kind of a waste of time, but it still gives them all the information that was necessary anyway. And now they've been able to put some extra Astra utility, still have all the Cypher utility as well. And it's going to come down to Amp trying to entry here. Will he actually find the kill? No, he won't, but it doesn't matter.
Is that Flight? Vera out there, grabbing himself a double. And here come the double Sova drones, as they are essentially those little squids going down and catching the players. But even still, Leftovers, they pull themselves ahead into a 2 versus 3. Looker making a lot of noise up above. In fact, I think they now know that there's 2 players here. From the steps they're hearing, it might not matter if 1v1s are being offered up. Embo watching for the smoke, runs through, but Cadaver still gets it done. Looker in a 1v1 with Lynxy's trade, has to do it all. He's tagged up, he's on his way out, and just about evades a further spam. Low HP now on the Astra. A star put down, a pull up on top. Trying to stop that spike from being planted, but Lynxy, he's just too quick. Swinging out for the 3K and putting 5-0 on the board. What an incredible start for Leftovers on Split.
You can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the placement of the paranoia for the players running out of that window from Embo, I think that was the round changer. Like, I think he even blinds his own teammates, but it was as we actually see the Seekers come out, they run to actually try and get the kills off of it, and his paranoia means that everybody running out that window is completely blind, meaning there's actually a chance for them to deny those players from going down. So I think without that, probably an Alliance round, but Leftovers again, using their utility well. It's going to be a half buy being invested, a lot of presence into mid. But they don't actually turn around in Embo. It's gone huge again, this time in a completely different fashion.
That's ridiculous. The timing to creep on up as they flash out, get the first spin on the others. Oh my, that is devastating for Alliance at this point. I love the bait by Hype. He pulls back his trapwire, but they suspected. They put the wall down, and now the judge not able to get the value they had hoped it would. Hype needs something huge. It doesn't look like he's going to get anything. That plant goes down, and now they can play range. Pull is there. They're watching for it, and well handled. This is textbook Valorant right now from Leftovers. They are playing such a great game, and Embo again showing up in the way that we had seen on the previous map. He's 8 for 1. Just notice that.
Yeah, I've got a question that you're probably not gonna like, but where would you consider Split within Alliance's map pool while you were within the team? Because it wasn't that long ago that you left. So like, if you were gonna rate their maps, I know Icebox would probably be quite high. Where are you putting Split? Because obviously this isn't their choice.
So as an opponent's pick coming in, I've never really loved Split as a map. I think it's a tough enough one to play. I would have rather see pretty much anything other than Split in here. Like for me, it's the bottom of the map pool.
Even Bind?
Yeah, I think I would have rather to see a Bind played than.
But Alliance never really played Bind.
Is that true? You want to check your stats?
They didn't play it much, did they?
Not much.
That was always the map that you avoided.
Yeah. Well, when I say
I'm not wrong.
I'd rather
don't throw
see
me under the
anything.
bus. That is true.
I think for me, going from the bottom up, it would be like Haven, Split, Bind. Like I would rather Split than Haven, but I would rather Bind than Split.
So you have played, in the history of Alliance, the map has been played 4 times.
Bind, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. The only map you played less is Breeze, but obviously that wasn't really something that could be played.
No opportunity for that.
So that one doesn't go. Wait, the way you said it, I was like, wait, really? Have they played it like 20 times? I just got it wrong. It's like, nope.
No, I
that
really
was
like
over there.
Bind. I'm a big fan of that map. I think it's a nice one to play against a lot of teams. Like, unless you're playing someone like Fnatic, FBX, Gambit on that map, man. Don't even get me started. The worst team to play on Bind. They just send Defo out like an absolute lunatic. And you'll be like, okay, so Defo's just going to dry peek mid. Let's send 3 guys with good spacing to trade him. You do everything right. 3 guys go. You've all got good spacing. You're ready to trade. And he just one-taps you all. You're like, all right, well, what can we do? You flash him, still kills you. Doesn't give a damn.
Spike planted.
Well, it's almost a complete ASAT retake this round from Alliance. There's going to be many members within the side, but more importantly, there is a late lurk coming in behind them once again. This is something that's bitten Alliance a few times, but mostly in cases where they were just trying to escape. I think this time it could be the game changer of the round. The peek comes in, and actually it's dodged! The dismiss from Goff was perfect, and the flank is still coming. It may not even matter. The remaining players have just been slaughtered as they try and retake the site. Leftovers are utterly dominating in these rounds.
This is fantastic. When you look at Icebox, with it being so close, we gave this storyline, right? That was a really good sign for this team. We highlighted coming into the series, Lynxy and Goff. Embo has been a real surprise for me and a pleasure to watch. But the fact that they made the previous map so close meant that we knew Split was somewhere that we could see a close game. Maybe even Leftovers bringing it to the 3rd map. But in this dominant of a fashion, this is definitely a surprise. Oh my god, man!
You could just see the confidence, but maybe it's been bitten back! Kadabra finally shows himself up in the server for this map. 3 kills quickly. Off the points he needed for his ult, it's been thrown out to give him the information. He's trying to keep watch over the spike. Stars being expended. They've actually managed to steal that one away. Still just watching onto the angle. Now bear in mind, Kadabra is only on 50 HP, so fairly risky to take this one, but he's got teammates alongside him. They're going to push this one together. Amp might be in for a nasty surprise, but actually the trip somewhat gives it away.
Look at Amp. Oh no, the timing on that, and he re-peeks into them with the spike in hand, so that's now dropped, and it means Lynxy can't really take any sort of advantage of the position he's found himself in towards the A site. Now having to walk back over into a position where they've got every angle covered. Huge round by Goff. but even bigger by Kadavra,
30
and this could
seconds
just
left.
put them on the board at long last, Tom. I think poor old Lynxie's chances are pretty low.
I have retrieved the spike.
Managed to get the spike though. Taking that right from under his opponent's noses. That will give him a plant over on the B side. There's no one close enough to deny it, at least for now. Full HP as well,
10
considering a
seconds
couple
left.
of the players on the other side are low. There really is an opportunity for him to steal this one away. Spotting the first player, but they're all moving together. A chance for them to line up, but not finding anything, at least initially. He would need a monster spray down to be in with a chance of trying to find one of them, but Alliance don't give him the chance. It's a first round for Alliance. Definitely not the start they were hoping for, but maybe they can at least finish this one well.
If they get up 7-5, it's definitely possible, but at this point, that's seeming pretty unlikely. I'd view the last round as a bit of a hiccup from leftovers. This is where Alliance need to show us something else, something different. Because a 3K on mid, it can happen. But it ain't going to happen every round. You're not going to get that kind of a lifeline.
It's happened once. That's the difference.
Yeah.
It is the first time we've seen it, and it's been a quiet performance from a fair few. Jusu, someone who is fairly impactful in the last map, not having a great performance. Hype as well. Phenomenal in the last map. In fact, I would say one of the reasons they won the last map. Not quite up there just yet, but there's definitely still time. 5 rounds on the defense, not ideal, but workable.
This is a bit of a different take on the mid control. When you have Alliance playing quite as passively as they are,
Here.
leftovers are feeling that difference. They're walking up here sensing a complete lack of resistance, and they're getting baited into these individual fights. But Goff, he's just so consistent on this Reyna. Oh, that's risky by Fearos, and he's gonna go back up with 30 HP.
You will
What?
kill my ally.
Oh, the one way is utilized by Hype. It's still going to end up in a 4v4. And Goff again. Maybe this man should just be on duelist the whole time. Doing phenomenal work, and the flash not going to do anything. Fearoth, he manages to get his 3rd kill of the round, but it still leaves a 1 versus 3. It's left to Lucka. No stars remaining, no utility to be expended, and walled off means there's only one way back into the site. And I do question whether it's even worth taking. They're going to be focused on it for now, and I don't see him having a chance in this.
With the credits he has, saving this weapon, I'm not sure he wants to. The rest of the team will be Eco going in for it. He gets the first, but now the side's wide. Is not there. It actually doesn't even catch him. He's on the side. He's tapping the defuse. They have to push him down. They've got to make sure he's not on it. There's the first. Looker in the 1v1 now, but the jump shot from Goff closes it out, saving the day just about with another 3K and another massive round. This guy he's really unbelievable on this map in particular. I know we highlighted him as a strong player, but this is taking on another level now.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a surprise, at least individual, especially after the last map. Because again, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he playing a Killjoy on map 1? It's almost a completely different change in terms of the agent that he's going for.
Yeah.
And by the looks of it, a welcome one. So great performance from him so far. We're going to see some aggression once again. Strong start from Alliance. In fact, they've just gone fragging. 2 players pushing into B, 2 players pushing down mid, and from what has basically been a dominant half from leftovers, turn into a round, which is a 5 versus 1.
Yeah, an interesting change of pace, and one that has paid off massively. Lynxie having an ace clutch to make happen, and well, we're gonna wait and see how that one pans out, because they're ready and waiting, staring at this angle. It's Jusu that will be the first to take contact by the looks of things. Spotted out, but here comes the swing from down below on middle. All the teammates there to help. 2-8. Well, it's not the best of score lines, but hitting 4, winning a pistol, maybe there's a way back in. For now, though, leftovers definitely still in the driver's seat. And another hiccup, another niche round, I'm going to say, from Alliance. We need to see the consistency there. They have to win both of these remaining rounds.
Yeah, for sure. I think even without, it's going to be relatively tough. That said, I do think that their composition at least in terms of how they'll be able to execute. You've got Sky and Astra, two of the best for like aggressive execution, alongside having the duelist as well. It gives them an opportunity. Goff though just walks about straight through. He does eventually get traded out. He's still going to be a 1-for-1. And you can see Lynxy just looking to try and exit, as it is just an aggressive stance now from Alliance. It seems like the slower, more passive opportunities have worked, but he's killed him through the Seeker. The Squid takes the brunt of the bullets, but still, it's a frag coming through. And after breaking his own one, that has definitely helped with this round. A 2 versus 4. They even know exactly where the remaining 2 players are after the neural theft comes through. And Hype needs to pull off a miracle again.
A complete shutdown again. 1 versus 2, and okay. He's gonna get it
Was
done.
Embo in the air?
Say again, sorry?
Embo, when he got that kill, I swear he was jumping. But maybe I'm just seeing things. But that just looked like he like jumped because he got shot at and then just killed him while still jumping.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Not bad.
That was weird.
Looks on their side.
This should do.
But no, like, at this stage, 9-2, your chances of winning the map are pretty damn low. And considering the fact that we're seeing Leftovers play incredibly well, they're definitely like, oh, he doesn't have another blast pack. He double blast packed mid. See, that's green. You see what I mean? That is green. You saw it, right? Like, that was coral green. Looked like seaweed. I don't know what's happened. Embo, he's gonna get one. He's oh! Not with a jumping like that,
okay.
he's not. He's just getting the information that they've pushed up. Now they're confident in pushing sight. Cage is there to get back across. Alliance, oh, nade in. Landing right on the Goth as well. Huge skull to take straight away. You drop him, a lot of the firepower that has been there in the rounds now falls onto the shoulders of some of these other players. And they don't know about Jusu up close. That's a huge position to be holding on to. But with the cage popped and the players rotating back, it doesn't look like Leftovers are going to commit just yet. They're going to take this slow. Typically, Alliance have been playing like a retake inside event. They've left the trap bar up above, and so they're trying to bait with the Sky down below, but Leftovers double back again. Moving in towards Jusu, who's trapped in the open. Down goes Fearoth as well.
30 seconds
And Alliance, they're on the back foot. 4 versus 2 and facing into a potential 10-2 deficit half.
Spike planted.
Yeah, this is over. Like, I don't see a way that Alliance bring this one back. They have to have a phenomenal attacking half, and the afterplants as well from Leftovers has been phenomenal. Lucker again. He's giving it a damn good try because another last man's behind him every single time, bringing these clutches so close, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough once again. You got to appreciate the effort, but 10-2. Leftovers looking unstoppable. A team performance, everybody stepping up to the plate. And thus far, well, Jusu off of his jet, not quite being something I'm too impressed with so much.
Yeah, the numbers aren't there. At the same time, you look at how things have been going for Alliance, like that pressure that we've seen consistently put out by Leftovers hasn't allowed any sort of comfort there. Like, these guys, they're sending players out to take individual duels and dominating on them, and I don't think, like, when I look at Jusu's fights that have been taken, sure, an operator could have helped having a jet op, but I don't know that it's agent-wise so much. I think at this point, it's time on this map for Jusu to feel a little bit more comfortable in slotting into the team and how it's going to work out. But Leftovers constantly having mid control. That's what broke it. And I'm interested to see it for Alliance, if we're going to see a little bit of a counterplay around mid now that Leftovers are on the defense. What we are going to see is everyone on Alliance dying. And, well, I don't know that there's going to be a buy round, because this is pretty much over.
Maybe a
11-2.
forced buy round.
Forced buy round, yeah.
I'm surprised. I have to say it. Like, and especially the last map, it was close. It was almost back and forth in a lot of cases. I've almost just been waiting for Alliance to eventually show up to the party, but it really just hasn't happened. Not looking particularly comfortable on this map. Even the rounds that they won, I feel like a lot of that you have to give down to well, there was one round where they basically just went running down mid and B and just won all of the duels. And then the other one where you had Cadavra get a triple kill down mid. Like, basically rounds that aren't sustainable are the only ones that Alliance have really been winning. So you have to say, Leftovers looking like the much stronger team on this map in particular. If they can keep this momentum going into the third, we might be losing a big gun here. Goff, he's just wide peeking into mid. Taking the fight versus the Pistols. Maybe an opportunity here for Alliance.
Yeah, I'll let you believe in that, Tom. I'm gonna let you.
I meant in the round.
Yeah, okay. Sure you did.
Don't even believe in them on a round-to-round basis. Banks is gonna come get you.
I mean, you're the one that's just been chatting smack. I hope you know he's in an Uber to your place right now. There's gonna be a knock on your door, and then I'm a solo cast the rest of this.
There's a lot of traffic in Ukraine. It'll take him hours. By that point, I'll be gone.
Fair. I'll be gone.
England are winning 2-0. James is so torn between being happy and sad that he won't know what to do.
That's true. But hey, look, we're coming into the end of this round and Leftovers. They've got an idea of where this push is coming in. Hype's managed to shut down Lynxy, and the spike is planted. Now, it looks like Alliance had the leg up for the first time in a long time. Leftovers having to buy their way back in. Oh, right, destroying a cam. I thought he was just shooting randomly. I'm like, all right, cool. But Looker, he knows there's two players here. He's hearing the footsteps as they close in on the site. And now the flank begins. The shot rings out. No victim to be found. Alliance trying to run the clock down, but now they're in a little bit of danger. These stronger weapons already on the spike and starting to hold down. This is going to be tough. They need to get in there. It's being diffused. It's almost done. It's almost completed. But just in time, they stop it. Amp pursuing Looker, and the right clicks are there. No. The time is so low. It's going to be tied. He's on the defuse, and he's got it. He's just about got it done. 12-2. Oh, Leftovers. They were behind in that round. They were locked out of the site, and by a second or less, they come out on top. Fantastic stuff.
I think the only person I truly feel bad for in this game is the fact that Lucka has not won a clutch yet. Because he deserves to have got one. There's now been 3 times where he's been in positions that he shouldn't even be getting close, and he's almost pulling through the round, and it just hasn't quite gone his way. Now, what I will say is Alliance did actually save so they can get a buy. So you will at least get to see one buy round. However, they haven't spotted the aggression of Embo. Straight into the aggressive corner. Of course, they are only playing with the safe guns from the last round. Goff now finds one through the smoke as well. But again, it's Lucka finding 2 back. Amp on the timing, though, is going to trade him out almost instantaneously and leaves a 2 versus 2. The bounce through. What is that from Amp? The blast pack gives him space. And now it's on to Hype, the star of map 1, trying to keep them alive in map 2.
Well, he only gets 4Ks. We know that. Lynxy swinging out on the left side of the wall. As it breaks, Hype has to be quick to react. But Lynxy's actually gone all the way into vent room. All the way to the ropes. It looks like Hype is clear to just waltz onto this B site and grab himself a plant. But is that what he's thinking about? Spotting out on A. No one's there. He's moving up behind, starting to come to heaven. Now, they have a tripwire protecting this, so he can't actually get all the way behind them. At least provided that. Oh, and there's a cam as well.
30 seconds.
No, that's his. That's through the wall, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So with that cam in position, he knows that no one's around that area. Heaven is going to be the only black spot for him as he comes out on the side. Plant can be found. And then it comes down to holding on. I'm not sure if I'd rather be on A or B here, Tom, though, honestly. Obviously, the hope of Hype making this rotate was that he could catch someone off guard and get a backstab. But now he's got a pretty tough hold to make happen in the post plan.
Oh, they're going to make it even worse for him, throwing out the paint shot and forcing him out. That was so sick from Amp. He gave him no space to play with. I also love the fact that Leftovers didn't take any risks there. As you said, if he catches a player, makes it a bit awkward for them, then maybe there's a chance that he can actually win that round. Instead, he just sits back, relaxes, and wow, that's